Welcome back, football fans, to another episode of Gridiron Legends. Today we're going to continue our review of the Hall of Fame class of 1966, and today's spotlight is on George McAfee, another Hall of Fame player from the past that I have no idea who he is. So stick around and level up your football IQ as we delve into the rich history of pro football. Okay, George McAfee, he was inducted as a running back, quarterback, and a halfback. Looks like he played 8 seasons in the NFL. He had a combined net yards of 5,313. He had 25 interceptions and 234 points. So let's get into his bio here. Halfback George McAfee, at 6 foot and 178 pounds, did not have the physique of the average pro football player, even in the 1940s when he starred for the Chicago Bears. Even Bears founder and coach George Halas, who signed the Duke All-America after he was the number 2 overall pick in 1940 draft, wondered if he had made the right decision. From the start, however, McAfee established himself as an explosive game breaker, the kind of back that was a threat to go all the way every time he had the ball. In his first exhibition game, George returned a punt 75 yards for a touchdown with just seconds remaining to defeat the Brooklyn Dodgers. In the 1940 regular season opener, he ran back a kickoff 93 yards and threw a touchdown pass in the 41-10 Bears victory over arch rival Green Bay. In the historic 73-0 rout of the Washington Redskins in the 1940 NFL Championship game, McAfee contributed a 35-yard interception return for a touchdown. Eventually, to be compared to McAfee by Halas was considered to be the highest compliment. McAfee's pro career was not particularly long, limited to just 8 years before and after World War II service. While his career statistics are not overwhelming, they do show that he did just about everything a player could do with a football. He was a breakaway runner, a dangerous pass receiver, and one of history's best kick return specialists, as evidenced by his record-breaking 12.78-yard average on 112 punt returns. George also played defense and recorded 25 interceptions during his career. George, whether running wide or up the middle, either as a pass receiver or a decoy, was known as one-play McAfee and a constant headache to the opposition. McAfee also pioneered the use of low-cut shoes, which he believed improved his speed and elusiveness. Okay, let's get into some research on George McAfee. He was born in Corbin, Kentucky. He was the 10th of 12 children, and he often joked that the first children awake in the morning were the only ones who could wear shoes for the day. McAfee earned a scholarship to play college football at Duke University in 1937. During his 3 years at Duke, the team compiled a record of 24-4-1. He led the Blue Devils to the Southern Conference Championships in 1938 and 39, and the 1938 Duke Blue Devils football team was unscored upon and unbeaten until the Rose Bowl, when the USC Trojans scored a touchdown with less than a minute remaining to win 7-3. That Duke team was nicknamed the Iron Dukes. In his senior season, 1939, McAfee led the team in rushing, receiving, scoring, kickoff returns, punt returns, interceptions, and punting. McAfee also batted .353 as a center fielder for the Duke Blue Devils baseball team and captured a Southern Conference 100-meter championship as a senior. McAfee was the 2nd overall pick in the first round of the 1940 draft. In his first professional game, McAfee returned a punt 75 yards for a touchdown with 30 seconds left to play to beat the Brooklyn Dodgers. Later in his rookie season, he ran back a kickoff for 93 yards and threw a touchdown pass to help the Bears win over their rival, the Green Bay Packers. And in the final game of the season, the 1940 NFL Championship game, McAfee returned an interception for a 35-yard touchdown and during the 73-0 victory over the Washington Redskins. His second year in the league, 1941, was a banner year for McAfee. He led the league with a 7.3 rushing yards per carry average while scoring a league-high 12 touchdowns in an 11-game season. Following his All-Pro 1941 season, McAfee entered the Navy in World War II, returning for 3 games each in 1945 and 46. He played 4 more seasons in the NFL, becoming more of a return specialist, especially after a disastrous 11-fumble season in 1948. Okay, so George McAfee, here's another Hall of Famer that I didn't have any clue about. So it's one thing I've noticed about some of these old timers, right? They're all very good athletes. So McAfee played for the Duke Blue Devil football team, won a couple championships there, and then he also batted .350 with the baseball team, and then he also won some kind of championship in track. So a three-sport star in college, transitioned to the NFL game. So we often think and talk about the fact that there really aren't any specialists in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. We're talking about kick returners, punt returners, punters, kickers, those kinds of players. And here, McAfee, he was a running back for quite a while, but it looked like after the war, he came back and was just a specialist and was one of the best specialists in the league. So in my mind, kind of like a Devin Hester, right? Devin Hester was a wide receiver, but mostly a returner. Whereas McAfee, I guess he had 3 or 4 good years as a running back, and then he was basically transitioned into a returner. I see him kind of as one of the original specialists inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So that is very cool as well. Really love learning about these guys. Hope you had a lot of fun in this video. I know I did. Okay, thanks for joining me for another fun trip into the past to learn about George McAfee, one member of the class of 1966 Hall of Famers. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.